got a question here. So, how many threes should I be making every day? And when I played competitively, I never did the number of makes. I just would say I would have sets of say 25, and I was always trying to shoot in regards to threes 80%. Like I wanted to make 20 out of 25, and I do catch and shoot, off the dribble, deep threes. And when I got better, I would even add in fadeaway threes. Like you're in the corner and you fade away, kind of like a Kobe shot. So I would do sets of 25 or 50 3-point shots. If you have a rebounder for threes, that really helps. But if you don't, then the number you're going to get is going to be a little bit lower. But I'm looking at 200-ish shots minimum, and then if you can get to 300 or 350, excellent. Add to that 150, 200 jump shots inside the 3-point line, along with layups, floaters, things like that. I always tried to work in conditioning, especially if I had to get my own rebounds. I could work in conditioning and also ball handling. So like when I would do my layup drills, I would actually over dribble during my layup drills, like do it, the Kyrie kind of stuff during my layup drills and work in different moves. So as I'm doing layups, I'm working in the ball handling. So you've got to, you only have so much energy. You don't want to run yourself into the ground. And that's something I learned when I was like a sophomore in high school or junior. I started working out 7 days a week, and I realized like I was just running myself into the ground. So I would take Saturdays off. All I would do on Saturdays is wake up, do my mental stuff very briefly, like a shortened version of that. And then I just go out and shoot 25 form shots. I literally shoot 25 form shots and then start again on Sunday. You know what's crazy? When you really practice a lot, you'll feel a little off with that one day off, right? You get into a groove doing it every day. Your body kind of that one day off, you'll feel just a little rusty. It doesn't take long for it to go away, but you'll notice it. So I'm looking at 200 minimum for threes. If you're a competitive player, if you get up to 350, 400, especially if you're somebody who's shooting a lot of threes on your team. But I'm trying to have no weaknesses, right? In high school, I was more of a 3-point shooter. After I got done with high school, I really developed a really great mid-range game, got really good at fadeaways. In high school, I played a lot like Klay Thompson. I'm not saying I'm Klay, but that's kind of like move out the ball, catch and shoot. When I got done with high school, and then I moved to New York and I was playing in these leagues, I got really, really good off the dribble, fadeaways, doing things like that inside the paint and from three. So if I was, if I was practicing now, I would try to, I would want no weaknesses. I'd want to be good around the rim. I would study Michael Jordan's layup package. You'd be surprised. You don't have to have a 45-inch vert to do crazy layups. You can get really good, get shifty in the air, because part of being in the air is coordination along with ball handling. You get really good around the basket, putting English on it. I would work on floaters. Floaters are something I never really had, but you definitely want to have those. And then just like I'm looking at 200, 250 jump shots inside the paint, 200, 250 from the three, including deep threes. And if you can increase that, do it without running yourself into the ground. And as always, when, especially like, okay, so sometimes maybe I'm just shooting I'm shooting threes, but I'm just kind of shooting, getting loose, getting, the rhythm. Maybe the first 25, I'm just kind of going slow and shooting. But then once I hit game speed, I'm pretending I'm in a game. And, not to boast or anything, but in my basketball career, playing in all competitive games where there's a referee, whether it was in high school or it was a, like league game or whatever in New York City, which isn't really an official game, but it's still referees and stuff. I'm probably like 75, 80% on like game-winning shots, like buzzer beaters. And the reason for that is I don't say that as like to brag at all, because I think anybody can do it. It stemmed from two things. When I shot, I was hitting game winners. Like when I was on the court, like in my mind, if you could jump in my mind, you'd think I'm psychotic or something, because I'm hitting game winners as I'm practicing. Like dudes are jumping at me and I'm just like in the zone. And then the second thing is I would visualize game winners. I would drive around, listen to music, and I'm hitting game winners. Like not fantasizing. It felt so real to me. I could feel the ball. It's like, and then I feel the emotion of it. So the best thing about doing this sort of practice, when you really get into this many reps, when you have this many reps and you're telling your subconscious mind, like when the pressure's on, when the game is real, this is how I want to perform. It's the very best way to increase the probability that you're going to make a game winner, that you're going to be good in crunch time, and that you'll be consistent from game to game. It doesn't guarantee it. You're still going to have shooting slumps. You're still going to miss game winners, but you're just increasing the probability of success. So listen, the bare minimum is like, if you really want to be good, is like 200 jumpers, 200 threes and then at least 100 layups, floaters, stuff like that. Then you're getting 500 shots a day. If you're rebounding for yourself, then that's a lot. It's a lot, but your conditioning is going to be great. You got to work and rest. You got to watch your diet. I mean, it's a serious thing. If this is a serious goal for you, you got to be serious. And all of this, none of this, I should say, guarantees you're going to be D1. None of it guarantees you're going to go pro or make money doing this. What it does guarantee is whatever your potential is, you're going to maximize it, okay? Especially if you're also training your mind. That's all it guarantees. The second thing it guarantees, if I could add a second thing, is you learn how to work systematically. Like the biggest thing in business that I've learned, and it was weird because it took me a while to realize this, is it's not so much motivation or anything. You have to develop skills. Every industry has skills. And you, through basketball, you know how to develop skills. It's repetition. So you find a good coach, good training, and then you just rep the skill until you become good at that skill. Like with speaking, I'm not saying I'm the best, but I know I'm getting better because I've repped this skill, speaking over and over and over again. Now I can talk for an hour with absolutely no notes and just let it flow. But that was from constant repetition. And when I would speak to myself, like even if I'm speaking now, no joke, not every time, but most of the time I'll pretend I'm speaking to an audience, even when I'm talking to the camera on my phone in a room by myself. Right? So I'm speaking here and I'm imagining there's 10,000 people out there listening to me speak. So when I eventually speak in front of people, somewhere in my subconscious, it starts to recognize, oh, this is similar, because the subconscious mind can't tell the difference between something you've actually done and something you vividly have visualized. Anyways, great question. Don't worry about how many you make. Worry about how many you take. I know you said how many threes should I be making, and I would think about the number, the total number you're going to take, and then keep a percentage. Because essentially what you'll do is, as you start making 80% of threes, that's your goal, is to make 80%. I mean, some days I would get up to 90, 95%. And people who play with me know that's not BS. Like, I shoot threes really well. And you get up to 80, 90%. Sometimes you'll shoot 100%. I've made a ton of threes in a row before. So you can make a ton of, you get to a point where it's like, okay, I can pretty consistently shoot at least 20 out of 25 threes. Then the challenge becomes, can I do that for every set? And then can I do that every day? And then if I shoot 10 sets of 25 threes, how many of those do I hit the 80% mark on? So there's always games within a game. There's always competition there. And it's really the most romantic aspect of sports is this time alone when you're crafting your skill, because it feels so good to do this in private and then go play in a pickup game or a real game, and all that work you put in starts to manifest in when it counts, when the competition increases, when the refs are there, when when you jump from high school to college or college to pro, and these reps start to pay off, right? This is how you get close to the zone every time you play. This is how you start to become somebody who rises to the occasion and dominates under pressure. It's all of these reps. But again, I'm looking 200, 250 minimum. And if you can get 300, 350, 400, do that. And maybe you just say 3 days a week, I'm going to shoot 400 threes a day, and 3 days a week, I'm going to shoot 200 threes a day. I mean, you can vary it, So anyways, that's my advice. And try to get on a streak, where if you're taking 1 day a week off, for 12 weeks straight, you did 6 days a week and got your shots up. It'll make you feel good. I remember I was so dedicated to my streak that if it snowed out, I would shoot the shots in the snow. And if I missed a day because I was sick, I would double up the next day. I would make sure if I was shooting 300 a day and I got sick, I had a really terrible case of the flu once. Like, I literally could not get out of bed in high school. And anyways, I got some IVs, and the next day I did my workout twice. I still didn't feel great, but I was so dedicated to keeping that streak of 6 days out of 7 going that I doubled up to make up for the lost day. So get addicted to streaks. A lot of great athletes, people in general, they get a streak on something, and sticking to that streak helps them so much. I hope this helps you out. Check out basketballbrain.com for the full mental training program. Also boingvert.com to jump higher. Peace.